Hey guys, this is Shannon, producer and host of Blacktivities and founder of Black Panache Productions. I hope you've been enjoying Blacktivities. We'll be back with season 6 in February, but I wanted to share another episode of my show, Writing Narratives. I'll be sharing the first few episodes with you as bonus content, but Writing Narratives also has its own feed. So if you like it, subscribe using the link in the show notes so you won't miss any newly released episodes. Grace and blessings. Narratives are stories, and I love a good story. But writing narratives is about correcting or rebalancing those stories, histories, and perspectives that might have been misrepresented or overlooked. Sometimes we even have to write the narratives in our own minds and rethink how we look at the world and ourselves. You write a narrative by getting to the truth. So let's do it. This is Shannon, and you're listening to Writing Narratives.
Down, go.
The weather's cooling down, the leaves are starting to change colors, and we are in the thick of football season across the country. If there's one thing we can agree about in America, it's that we love us some football. I'm from the small town of Dalton, Georgia, and this summer, in that town, I had the chance to catch up with Isaiah Mack, who's also from the Dalton area, and has had the unique experience of playing NFL football for the past several years. I'd never met Isaiah, as I'm quite a bit older, but I was struck by how grounded he seemed to be for someone who has accomplished what many dream about. At the time, Isaiah was with the Miami Dolphins. Here's our conversation. Today, I have the pleasure of sitting down with a hometown hero. I'm from a small town, and if you know anything about small towns, you know that we like to celebrate the people who come from where we come from and who go on to accomplish big things. Though he is considerably younger than me, my guest Isaiah Mack and I grew up in the same place. As a college athlete at the University of Tennessee in Chattanooga, he was an FCS All-American and named the 2018 Southern Conference Defensive Player of the Year and was a finalist for the 2019 Buck Buchanan Award. He started his career as an undrafted free agent in 2019 with the Tennessee Titans, and he is currently a defensive lineman for the Miami Dolphins.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Welcome, Isaiah. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So when did your passion for the game develop?
I'd probably say elementary school. I watched some kids playing like pickup football, and I was like, it looks fun. I'm going to come play. And then I asked my mom if I could like join like an actual team. And she was like, no, we're going to wait. We're going to wait. And then probably say my 4th or 5th grade year, she kind of let me play, and I just picked it up from then.
Do you think that any person can just play at a pro level as being just a talented player, but not having that passion?
I feel like that's when it comes to that whole concept when people say hard work beats talent. Because you can have all the talent in the world, but if you don't have hard work, then eventually you're going to get exposed. So I feel like you got to kind of have like a little bit of both. You got to have like something that also motivates you, but you have to be able to work hard, because my coach says all the time, you can coach everything else, but you can't coach effort. Effort is a battle between you and yourself. And do you want it or do you not want it? So I feel like you got to kind of have both a little bit. Now, you're playing in the NFL, so you're around all these big names. Has there ever been a moment where you just fanned out? I'd probably say it happens every now and then, because like I said, you get to meet so many different people and so many players from different teams, and players you either grew up watching or players that you've semi like imitated as you've gotten older. But I'd probably say my biggest one was probably when I met Tom Brady. I met Tom Brady and I was like, bro, it's Tom Brady. That's the GOAT. I mean, how many times do you get to just run into the GOAT? Right. I fanned out. I went and shook his hand, introduced myself and everything. And I remember my teammates got a picture of it and put it all over our D-line room. and was just joking on me because they were just like, bro, you in the NFL too, bro? You in the NFL, you in the NFL. We all in the NFL. I say, bro, it's not the same. That's Tom Brady. That's Mr. GOAT. I had to introduce myself. I'll never know when I get to meet him again.
He's probably used to it at this point.
Yeah, Tom's a cool dude, and he got some massive hands. Like, he's a great dude and a great competitor, honestly.
What would you say is the worst part about playing in the NFL? Because I would think, a professional athlete, people think it's like a glorious career.
I'd probably say I tell people all the time, I think once you start playing football, especially professional, I think the one thing you give up is your peace, which is kind of like tough for some people, but I tell them it's everything come with a price. So I feel like it's like my peace a little bit, because I tell somebody if I go somewhere, sometimes like people will just bug. But you can't, like I say, like it's a blessing, but it's a curse at the same time.
Bug you as in like they're asking for autographs and things, pictures, that kind of stuff?
Especially when you're with your family. I tell people like, if it's just me, it's cool because I tell people, but like once I'm like with my mom or my brother or my nieces and nephews, it's like you only get so much free time with your family, so you want to enjoy it. But like to some people, you're always on the clock. That's the difference between us and a lot of careers. We're always on the clock. Mm-hmm. Never not on because somebody want to take a picture or somebody wants something signed or someone wants you to come talk to these students or somebody wants you to come talk to here. And like I said, it's a blessing to be able, but like sometimes you be like, man, I just want to hang out with my boys. I just want to just kick it on the weekend or kick it during the week. But like I said, it comes with its own little challenges.
So has there been a time in your career where you felt like you were really being tested, either like mentally or physically pushed to your limit?
I would probably say I almost quit going into my freshman year, I almost quit football because it was tough. I was so used to being a big fish in a little pond that when I got out to college, I found out I was a big fish in an ocean full of other big fish. So it kind of took me by surprise. It was a little bit hard for me to adjust. So yeah, I remember I had to call my mom, tell my mom to come get me, that this wasn't what I needed to do. And my mom was like, nah, hung up the phone, she called my D-line coach. He came and talked to me. And yeah, I tell people all the time, my mom actually, she basically saved my career almost.
I'm sure that a lot of young guys experience that because you're coming from high school, you might have been the star, and then you get there with other people who were the star at their high school. And it's probably a big life lesson that a lot of kids learn.
And I tell somebody, you learn on your own. I tell somebody that's the difference. I was just talking to some kids at a park and I was like, the difference between high school and college is you so used to your mom being there, your family being in the stands, your cousins coming to the games and all this. And when you go to college, depending on how far you go, it's just you, your university, your teammates, and your roommates. Those become your family members. So like for me, it was different. I'm used to my mom, coming home to my mom, coming home to my little brother. And that's just, if I have a bad day, I can talk to them. Now it's like, I ain't got that. So like, it was kind of a little bit, a hell of an adjustment for me. But like I said, mom kind of handled it the right way. She was like, you gonna have to be a man.
Yeah.
You started, so you better finish it. So I think that's one of my first life lessons I ever learned. Sometimes you just gotta be a man.
You've accomplished what many people dream about just by making the league, because everybody don't get there. What does Isaiah Mack dream about today?
Honestly, I tell somebody, I just want to honestly just live a normal life, kind of, which is crazy because when you think about you getting to go to NFL and get to make all this money and do this and do that, a lot of people don't be like, dang, you just want to come home and be normal. You just want to come home and live in Dalton. I'm like, because that's peace.
Yeah. Being
in a big city and got to train and do this and move around and fly and tackle and hit and do all this, it can get stressful. So coming home is peace. You know, just being able to be with like my friends and family. And a lot of my friends are getting married and they're having kids. I'm just like, dang, like we're getting old now, man. Dang, I gotta catch up. Like my best friend has a daughter. I'm a godparent. I'm like, gosh. And my best friend's mom always asks me, well, so when you gonna give her a playmate? Where you going? I'm like, dang, I'm just trying to now. I got to focus on this. I got to play football. I got to train. Like, it's a lot. So I think that's it. It's just, I can't wait to like come home and just be with my friends again and just be able just to grow old, hang out, have kids, you know, just ride it through the sunset, honestly.
Because football's probably been your life for several years.
Yeah, you miss a lot. Like I got a lot of nieces and nephews. I done miss games, recitals, graduations, parties. And it's like, my mom says all the time, everything come with a price. And are you willing to pay it? So I gave up a lot to be successful.
Mm-hmm.
So in my head, I'm going like, I tell people all the time, it's like that concept of like paying your future. Like I gave up a little bit of my peace in my young years. So that way when I'm old, I can just finally like truly relax and just be able just to do nothing. Like, and I feel like that's, for me, it's worth it.
Yeah. Yeah. You choose what you sacrifice for.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think is the biggest misconception that people have about professional football players?
I think it's the whole concept of they think it's just fun and games.
Mm.
Like it's just us going out there and just playing in front of hundreds and thousands or sometimes millions of people. Because that's what you see on Sunday. You don't see the workouts or the treatment you had on Monday or the tough practice you had on Thursday or trying to learn a playbook, trying to learn a scheme. Or honestly, just tell somebody like just being able just to rest. Because the season is so long, it's never really a rest moment.
Mm-hmm.
Even on an off day, you're not really off. It's an off day on paper, but you're doing treatment, you got workouts, you got film you got to watch. So it's like, it's fun and it pays very well. But again, it's something that you got to be willing to, you're going to give up peace. You're going to give up rest. You're going to give up time. I tell people all the time, I think as I gotten older, I've realized is very important because it stops for nobody.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually runs out. Everybody's time comes to an end eventually. So I'm like, cherish it and love it while you can because eventually that clock's going to stop ticking. So you might as well enjoy it while you can.
Yeah, you're still young, though.
I feel 72, though.
Yeah, I imagine all that toil on your body wears you down.
Oh, yeah. Me and my mom be laughing. I used to make fun of my mom's feet all the time. I'm like, dang, Mom, now we got matching feet. I talked all that mess. Now I got swollen knees. I got a sore back. I'm like, dang, I'm only 28. She was like, shit, you about 50. I was like, gosh, if I feel like this now, imagine what I'm gonna feel like when I'm 40 or 50. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna have to be doing hot yoga and stuff like that to stay fresh. It's gonna be rough. I'm gonna have bunions. Oh gosh.
Well, there comes a time in every pro athlete's life where they have to start thinking about what's next. Have you thought about what might be next?
I mean, I think about it every now and then. I don't really spend too much time with it because I try to live in the present as much as I can. But I don't know. I tell somebody like, I just want to come home, build a house, have a family. I laughed and we were just joking around, like just kidding. But I was like, maybe one day I'll run for mayor. And my boy's like, he laughed. I was like, it's funny, but I could do it. I mean,
yeah.
I'm from the city. I grew up in the city. I live in the city. I've been a pretty good representation of the city throughout my career. So like, it's a chance. I mean, I thought about it, but like, I ain't really thought about it. But like I said, I might run for mayor one time. I might just see how it goes. Honestly, try to make some change.
You coming back to Dalton?
Yep, Mayor Dalton.
Okay. You got it. I can't do it.
I don't know. Like I said, I try to get back to my community, but like being able to truly represent your community at the highest point seems like it'd be a great, and you want to make changes. The only way to make change is you got to be the one to make it. So like giving that much power to somebody and letting them actually work with your community that's from your community would be, I feel like it'd be a very changing experience for the city of Dalton, because I feel like Dalton's never really had that. They've never really had somebody that truly understands being from Dalton, or at least a certain part of Dalton. They've never really had somebody to really stand up for them.
Yeah. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
So I feel like that'd be good for me because I connect to both sides. I'm from the county, but I'm from the city.
Yeah.
So I know both sides of the track.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm as much as a good candidate as anybody else, honestly.
What do you appreciate most about what football has done for you?
I mean, I appreciate football because it's given me a lifestyle that I probably would never have gotten, or honestly, as easy as I've gotten as my years are going. Because I tell somebody, football has helped me not just change my life, it's helped me change my community's life and my family's life. When I got to the league, there was nobody else in the league from Dalton. No one ever thought a football player would come from dog. Like, it just wasn't a thing. So, like, I did it. And then 3 years later, or 2 years later, you got Kyrie McGowan. He go to the NFL. Boom. So I'm like, people are like, oh, that's just a coincidence. 2 years later, you get Jahmyr Gibbs, first round pick. So we went from not having one player to a first rounder.
Mm-hmm.
And then this past year, we had a player drafted from North Murray go in the second round. So I'm like, it just took one player to show people that, like, it's possible and it's a chance to do it. You just got to be able to dedicate to it. It's not going to be easy. I tell people it's not going to be easy by no means. But again, another thing my mom says, nothing in life comes easy. You gotta strive for greatness if you want to achieve greatness. So being able to, like, to show my community that, like, there's more than just a carpet mill.
Mm-hmm.
And there's nothing wrong with a carpet, but there's more. You can really do something in this world if you're willing to dedicate your life to do it. So I told somebody when them boys got drafted, I was smiling because it just felt good to be like, I showed people that, like, we are more than just the carpet capital of the world. We got some real good football players. We got some good people, and we got a great community. Football is only one part. Your community is the other part. Like, you got to have a strong backing and a strong support group to go out there and perform. So, like, it shows that our community is real close, especially we being able to do it back to back to back, that it's not just a coincidence, not just an accident. Like, we put our kids in the best position possible and put them around good people, and they also have a little bit of talent, and we just made it work.
You mentioned your mom a lot. Do you think you would be where you are today without her support?
Oh, not even close. I was just telling this kid not too long ago that playing football is hard, but it's easy. It's not like working a 9 to 5 or mom works a 7 to 7. Like, that's hard, and the supporting multiple kids and all by yourself and all this, that's tough. I ain't got it. Like, she showed me what real hard work. I tell people all the time, I call people dogs. I call people dogs all the time. I tell people, like, either you're a dog or you're not. And some people be like, they think it's just a football term, but I'm like, no, that's your parents that wake up 5 o'clock in the morning, get you up, get you dressed, feed you, take you to school, and then they go to work. And while you come home, they still working. They don't get home till about 7 o'clock at night, flip around and make you dinner. Then redo that. That's, to me, tough. Playing football it's hard, but, like, it ain't even close. Like, it's not even close. So, like, I tell my mom all the time, like, I learned how to be a dog through her. And I don't think there's any other parent I could have been blessed with to show me the example of, like, what it takes to really be a dog out here. It's tough out here. I told the boy, life ain't easy. Once you turn 18, you with us. And I told somebody, you're not special. Like, what you gonna have to learn a talent, a skill, something to separate you from the bunch, because it's a dog world out here. So either you're gonna willing to compete, or you're just gonna have to get eliminated. It's really easy scenario. So yeah, my mom she showed me a lot, especially when it comes to the work ethic.
Yeah, kids are so eager to get older and grow up, but they don't realize.
Oh no. I told that, I was like, boy, enjoy it. I'd give anything to go back to high school. Like, no bills.
It was so much easier.
Oh, 100%. Oh, I told him enjoy it. I think he's a sophomore. I'm like, oh, this is perfect. You got plenty of time. But I told him at the same time, bro, you control your future. Every decision that you make goes toward people you hang out with. The decisions you make, the grades, everything you do is being watched. And I tell him that's something I had to learn as an adult, that everything you do is watched.
Yeah.
So I'm like, bro, if you can learn that now, you already steps ahead of me at your age, because I didn't even think about that. I just thought you could just go out there and have fun and be a kid, but, like, be a kid, but be cautious. Because like I said, every decision you make come with a price. So hopefully you're making the right ones for your future self to be like, oh, and you never have regret. I tell someone that's the one thing I feel like every person has is regret. There's some in your life that you regret doing, or you wish you would have made a different decision. So, like, take that from the rest of us and try to have less regrets than we had. Because I told them I got plenty of regrets. But those are my regrets I live with. Like, that don't got to be your problem. Like, just try to do the best you can to make the best decision, and don't let people affect your thought, because not everybody's there for you. They might be your friend, but that don't mean they there for you. So try to make sure your friend circle is who it really needs to be.
Yeah, that's important. Now, I got to hear a story. Give me your best NFL football story.
Best NFL story. Best NFL story. I'd probably say to this day, one of my best stories is playing the Atlanta Falcons. Like going home was just a good feeling because, like I said, I grew up Michael Vick and all them boys, Matt Ryan. My brother's a huge Georgia fan. Anything to do with Georgia, any team in the state of Georgia, that's his team. So it felt good to go to Mercedes Stadium and just put a whooping on the Falcons. And I told somebody ever since then, I think I'm 3-0 against the Falcons. Like I've never lost to the Falcons just because it's just different playing your home team. Like you just don't want to lose to your home team. So, and like I said, it just feels good to call my brother after the game and just be like, oh, y'all thought y'all were going to win, didn't you? Like just to be like, yeah, maybe you'll get us next year. So yeah, I'd probably say that's my bet. And I also got my third sack of my career against Matt Ryan, which was cool. I did like a whole front flip. It was crazy. It was going wild. And I think that was the first time like my grandma got to come to my game. So she got to see that. So it was just like all my friends came from back home in Chattanooga, plus the people from Dalton came. So it was like a whole family affair. So it felt good beating the Falcons back in 2019.
Any advice that you have for young athletes?
I'd probably say the best advice I can say is build a routine. I feel like it's like anything in life. If you can stay in your routine, it makes life so much easier because you already know what to do, when to do it. You already know all this. So I told him, like, just pick a routine that's for you. Don't try to copy somebody's routine because I told somebody, everybody's not you.
Mm-hmm.
They don't wake up when you want to wake up. They might not do the same workouts you like to work out. Like, just try to stay on your routine and at the same time, like, have fun. You're not going to the NFL at high school. Like, that's not how it goes. Like, and high school is so important because you make lifetime friends. Like, I'm still friends with my high school boys. That's some of the best football I ever had. Like, enjoy it. Like, take it serious to a certain extent, but enjoy it because, like I said, like, you're not going to be a pro athlete out of high school, out of middle school, out of elementary school. So, like, don't treat it like that. Like, love the game, respect the game, but have fun with your game because that's the best. I think that's the best football I've ever played is when it was just pure football. Like me just wanting to have fun with my friends. Because like I said, like it gets to a point where if you do get blessed to go to college, though you got to make new friends. Those ain't the friends you grew up with elementary school or middle school, high school. Like you making new friends from different cities, different states, different ages. Like, so you might as well enjoy this time while you got it with them because eventually, if you do get blessed to go to a higher level of any kind of sports, it's completely different. It's like starting all over. So enjoy it now while you can. Enjoy your friends, enjoy your family, but just take it serious. But at the same time, like go out there and have fun. Because like I said, you're only young for so long. So there's no point in you trying to take it too serious and wasting it.
Well, Isaiah, I appreciate you spending time with me today in this hot room. We're full on sweating here, but thank you for being here. I really appreciate you.
That was no problem. I really appreciate it. And it's been a hot day, literally. It's been definitely a hot day.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I wish Isaiah the best of luck, not only in the NFL, but as he continues to write the narrative for his future endeavors. Who knows? One day we may be calling him Mayor Mack. If you like what you heard today, click the plus in Apple Podcasts to subscribe. If you're planning on leaving a 5-star review, let me know what narratives you're writing, and I'll read them on the show. Thanks again for listening. This is Shannon. Grace and blessings until next time.